Consciousness during sleep. What if I told you that sleep is not merely a biological necessity, but a cosmic invitation? Each night, as your eyelids surrender to gravity, a sacred passage opens, one that the sages of old walked with reverence and awe. Contrary to modern assumptions, consciousness does not dissolve in sleep. Rather, it expands, detaching from the linear prison of the waking mind. This expansion, whispered in the wind of ancient scrolls and veiled in the folds of forbidden doctrines, suggests that when you sleep, your awareness may voyage into realms beyond the physical, realms where time bends and symbols speak in silence. It is in this liminal state that the boundaries between life and afterlife, body and soul, begin to blur, and the soul remembers its celestial origin. Ancient civilizations, steeped in Sabidoria ancestral, treated sleep not as a void, but as a voyage, a nightly return to the cradle of the cosmos. The Egyptians saw sleep as a rehearsal for death, where the Ba, or soul bird, fluttered free from the flesh. The Vedic seers of India described sleep as a fourth state of consciousness, Turiya, beyond waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, where one merges with the infinite. And the shamans of the Andes, wrapped in the wind-woven mantles of mystery, spoke of sleep as the bridge to ancestral realms. Each of these traditions hinted at something profound, that your nightly slumber may be the door through which your spirit dances in forgotten temples, communes with spirit guides, or weaves patterns of fate in the loom of cosmic dreams. Modern science, bound to the material, observes the REM cycles, the delta waves, the flickers of neural sparks. Yet even its finest instruments cannot trace the ethereal thread that slips between dimensions. Some researchers dare to ask, why do so many report out-of-body visions, prophetic dreams, or encounters with beings of light during sleep? Could it be that sleep is not simply rest, but remembrance? Remembrance of a time before form, a frequency before flesh. In the sacred silence of night, when the external world is dimmed, the Energia Cosmica flows more freely within. This is when the Illuminação Spiritual gently knocks on the inner gate, awaiting your awareness to respond. Consider this. If your soul returns to its source during sleep, what messages might it bring back upon awakening? What secrets does it whisper in the fog of dreams, only to be forgotten with the morning sun? Perhaps the amnesia of waking life is not natural but conditioned, a veil placed to prevent you from knowing the truth of your multidimensional being. The texts prohibidos of ancient mystics spoke of sleep as a sacrament, a ritual of alchemia. Interior, where the lead of daily ignorance could be transmuted into golden insight. But only if one dared to see beyond the veil, to listen between breaths, to feel between heartbeats. And so each night becomes a test. Will you sleep as a prisoner of habit, or as a seeker of hidden realms? But this is just the threshold. If consciousness indeed voyages beyond the body during sleep, where exactly does it go? What landscapes lie in that vast inner cosmos? Some have claimed to travel far from Earth, others into mirror dimensions, and a few into the very source of creation. And these aren't mere fantasies. They are recorded in countless mystical traditions and first-hand testimonies. So the next question arises, one that beckons with the gravity of an ancient riddle. What happens when you leave your body behind, and your awareness floats free? For the answer, we must now delve into the shadowy corridors of astral projection and out-of-body experience. Astral projection and out-of-body experiences. Have you ever felt yourself hovering above your body, watching the world from a place that defies the laws of physics? This phenomenon, so often dismissed as hallucination, is, in truth, one of the most guarded misterios occultos of spiritual exploration. Known as astral projection or an out-of-body experience, OBE, This ancient practice has been recorded across millennia, hidden in the margins of textos prohibidos and passed from master to initiate in hushed tones. During these journeys, the soul loosens its earthly tether and travels the subtle dimensions, planes composed not of matter, but of frequency, thought, and energy. It is here that seekers encounter guides, confront karmic echoes, and explore the very blueprint of the universe. Robert Monroe, one of the few modern pioneers who dared to investigate these realms scientifically, chronicled his travels through non-physical realities in meticulous detail. His research, born not of fantasy, but of repeatable experience, aligns with countless ancient records, from Tibetan monks who practiced dream yoga to Hermetic magi who spoke of the Ka body navigating the astral field. Across cultures and epochs, the pattern is strikingly similar. A deep state of relaxation, a vibrational shift, and then the unmistakable sensation of separation. It is said that during this disconnection, one floats free, observing the physical, shell from above, then moving beyond space and time itself. But what truly governs these experiences? Some say it is the alignment of energia cosmica, a harmonic resonance between the soul's vibration and the astral plane. Others speak of gateways that open only during sleep, twilight, or intense meditative states. These gateways are not physical. They are formed within the matrix of the inner self, constructed by intention, clarity, and a willingness to transcend. The Sabiduría Ancestral, encoded in esoteric teachings, reveals that fear is the greatest barrier to successful astral travel. To cross the threshold, the seeker must surrender the illusion of control and step into the unknown, a realm where thought becomes reality and symbols wield power far beyond the logical mind. Once in the astral world, the experiences are as varied as the souls who traverse them. Some report landscapes of crystalline cities floating in starlit voids. Others describe vast libraries filled with sacred scrolls detailing the secrets of existence. Encounters with luminous beings, echoes of past lives, and even glimpses of future timelines are not uncommon. These experiences are not dreams. They are vivid, structured, and transformative. And when one returns, they are often left with a sensation impossible to describe. A sense that they have touched something eternal, something that whispers of illuminação espiritual and the alchemia interior that begins when the soul awakens to its true nature. But this path is not merely for escapism or curiosity. It is a spiritual discipline, one that demands courage, purity of intent, and a deep inner silence. Astral projection is not about fleeing the body. It is about rediscovering the infinite essence within. It's a sacred art that reminds us we are not bound to flesh and bone, but woven from the fabric of the stars. So now the question unfolds like a riddle wrapped in starlight. How can one intentionally access these realms? Is there a method, an ancient technique, to guide the soul's journey beyond sleep and into cosmic communion? For the answer, we must now step into the arcane practices of programming sleep and dreams. Techniques to program sleep and dreams. To most, sleep is a passive escape from waking life, a daily surrender to unconsciousness. But to those initiated in the Sabiduría Ancestral, sleep is a portal, a sacred interface between dimensions, a canvas upon which the soul may paint visions of truth. The secret lies not in merely drifting into sleep, but in programming it. Yes, sleep can be coded, shaped through intention, ritual, and awareness to become a tool of spiritual evolution. This concept, once reserved for the adepts of hidden temples, is now resurfacing as the boundaries between science and mysticism begin to blur. At the heart of this knowledge is a simple but profound truth. The mind does not stop during sleep. it transforms into a conduit of energia cosmica. The ancients taught that the threshold between waking and sleeping, the hypnagogic state, is a fertile soil for planting conscious seeds. It is in this twilight zone, where thoughts begin to dissolve into images, that the gate opens. By repeating affirmations or mantras during this phase, one may anchor the intention into the astral matrix. For example, whispering, "I will awaken," in my dreams, night after night, eventually becomes a command that echoes through the dreamscape. In this way, the conscious mind leaves behind a trail, an energetic breadcrumb that the dreaming self can follow. This is not fantasy, it is an esoteric science, refined through the alchemia interior of disciplined practice. One of the most effective tools in this process is the practice of dream incubation, an ancient technique in which one poses a question or sets a specific intent before sleep. This practice, found in the mystery schools of Egypt and the oracles of Greece, was used to summon divine insight, healing, and prophecy. By writing the question on paper, meditating upon it, and visualizing a response, the seeker activates a sacred dialogue with the subconscious and the spirit world. This conscious engagement opens channels otherwise dormant, allowing dreams to become interactive, responsive, and revelatory. Over time, the dream realm transforms from chaotic symbol soup into a structured temple of learning and exploration. Another vital key is the creation of a sleep sanctuary, an environment designed to support spiritual dreaming. This includes the use of herbs such as mugwort or blue lotus, which were revered by the ancients for their dream-enhancing properties. Sacred symbols placed near the bed, crystals attuned to higher frequencies, and even the direction in which one sleeps can influence the journey. These are not superstitions. They are part of the encoded wisdom left by civilizations attuned to the unseen. The bedroom becomes an altar and the bed a vessel, a ship prepared to navigate the etheric sea. And when this sacred space is honored consistently, the consciousness begins to respond, tuning itself to higher realms. But perhaps the most important ingredient in this esoteric practice is belief. Without belief, the ritual becomes hollow. With belief, it becomes a gateway. The dream world, governed by intention and vibration, bends to the clarity of one's inner voice. When the seeker aligns thought, word, and feeling, the dream becomes a mirror reflecting the soul's highest truths. It is here that illumination is born, not from external light, but from within. And so we arrive at the next revelation, shimmering, just beyond the veil. If dreams can be shaped and programmed, what types of messages are hidden within them? What is the nature, purpose, and deeper function of dreams themselves? For that, we must now uncover the types and purposes of dreams. Types and purposes of dreams. Not all dreams are created equal. Within the dream world, this nocturnal theater veiled from the waking eye, exist many layers, each with its own purpose, language, and vibration. To the untrained mind, dreams may seem random or meaningless. But for those who walk the path of illumination spiritual, dreams are sacred scrolls written in the ink of archetypes and symbols. They speak in metaphors, echoing the alchemia interior of the soul's transformation. From the oracles of Delphi to the dream interpreters of Sumer, ancient cultures understood that dreams were not illusions, but transmissions, fragments of wisdom from dimensions beyond the veil, and to decode them is to unveil one's hidden destiny. The first type of dream, symbolic, serves as a mirror of the subconscious mind. These dreams cloak their meanings in imagery, rivers representing emotion, staircases hinting at spiritual ascent, or labyrinths revealing inner confusion. These are the dreams most often remembered, yet most misunderstood. When interpreted with reverence and awareness, they unveil patterns and beliefs that dwell beneath the surface of daily life. Ancient dream manuals, now labeled as textos prohibidos, outlined these symbols with astonishing consistency. Their messages are not always obvious, but they are always precise, guiding the dreamer toward integration, clarity, and ultimately self-mastery. Then there are precognitive dreams, glimpses of the future embedded in the folds of sleep. These visions arrive unannounced, offering flashes of events yet to come. Skeptics dismiss them as coincidence, but those who have lived them know otherwise. In these dreams, the boundaries of time dissolve, and the dreamer momentarily touches a timeline that has not yet materialized. Many spiritual traditions accept this phenomenon as a natural extension of consciousness. The energy of future events vibrating in the field is received by the soul during sleep, much like a radio tuned to cosmic frequencies. To receive such dreams is a gift, but also a responsibility, for they often come bearing warnings or revelations. The third category, lucid dreams, blurs the line between the dream world and the waking self. Here, the dreamer becomes aware they are dreaming and can, with practice, influence the narrative. This is not mere fantasy, it is conscious creation. In lucid states, one may fly through the stars, enter temples of light, or speak with beings of higher intelligence. These experiences can be deeply healing, offering insight, closure, or empowerment. Lucid dreaming is a technique long cultivated in mystical lineages such as Tibetan dream yoga, where it is used not for amusement but for awakening. The dream becomes a sacred classroom, a playground of the spirit where the laws of the material world no longer apply. And finally, there are spiritual dreams, encounters with guides, ancestors, or celestial beings. These are not easily forgotten. They arrive with a weight, a resonance, a presence that lingers long after waking. In these dreams, messages of divine origin are delivered through visions, voices, or light. They may offer healing, unveil past lives, or deliver answers to questions the conscious mind has yet to articulate. The energia cosmica is strong in these moments, and the seeker feels it. The veil thins. The dream is no longer just a dream. It becomes a portal, a rite, a communion with something eternal. But what does it mean to use this nightly journey not just for insight, but for transformation? To not just dream, but evolve through the dream. That sacred mystery leads us to the final revelation, the spiritual use of sleep for growth. Spiritual use of sleep for growth. There is a hidden temple that opens its doors only when the eyes are closed. Within this sacred space, the seeker does not walk on marble floors or kneel before golden altars. Instead, the journey unfolds inwardly, in silence, in shadow, and in stillness. This is the spiritual use of sleep, not as escape, but as ascension. While most drift into unconsciousness as a means of recovery, the awakened soul views sleep as a ritual, a vessel for transformation. It is during these hours that the body rests, but the spirit communes, heals, learns. The Sabiduria Ancestral reveals that sleep, when used consciously, can become the very furnace in which the Alchimia Interior refines the soul. To engage sleep as a spiritual practice is to shift its purpose entirely. The act of falling asleep becomes an initiation. It begins with intention, spoken or felt, set like a compass for the soul. Tonight, I travel for healing. Tonight, I seek remembrance. With such declarations, whispered into the liminal space between worlds, the seeker awakens an ancient mechanism encoded in the soul's memory. This act calls forth teachers from the unseen, opens scrolls from the Akashic archives, and invokes energies aligned with the highest good. These are not metaphors. Thousands of testimonies throughout mystical traditions recount dreams that taught forgotten languages, restored emotional wounds, or provided glimpses of divine truth lost in the waking fog. In these sacred dreams, the very fabric of reality, bends. Lessons unfold not through words, but through symbols, sensations, and sacred geometry. One may be shown a sequence of light patterns, each carrying a resonance that unlocks dormant knowledge. Others may meet a being bathed in radiant blue who says nothing yet transmits lifetimes of understanding with a gaze. These are not illusions, they are initiations. And when the dreamer awakens, something has changed. A shift in perspective, a softening of fear, a new path sensed but not yet seen. The Energia Cosmica, once elusive, now pulses within the body as clarity, peace, or a renewed sense of purpose. Practices that support this sacred use of sleep are diverse but rooted in intention. Journaling upon waking, no matter how fragmented the dream, tells the subconscious that its language is being honored. Meditating before bed calms the surface of the mind, allowing deeper currents to rise. Some seekers chant sacred sounds, aligning their vibration with higher planes. Others invoke guardians of light, creating a protected space for spiritual exploration. Over time, the nightly ritual becomes more than habit. It becomes a rite of passage, and the bedroom transforms into a temple where the unseen is welcomed, the past is healed, and the future is seeded through conscious sleep. This then is the invitation to transform sleep from a necessity into a sacred art, to walk the inner corridors with awareness, to meet your higher self beneath starlit symbols, to return each morning not merely rested, but evolved. For if each night you can reach the altar within, what else might you unlock? What deeper truths lie dormant, waiting for you in the folds of the dream? And so, we return to the question that opened this journey, now charged with new meaning. Where does your consciousness go during sleep? You have glimpsed the possibilities, but the true path begins when you dare to enter this nightly portal with purpose and walk beyond into your own becoming. Where does your consciousness go during sleep? Hidden knowledge. Have you ever wondered what truly happens when you close your eyes and drift into sleep? What if I told you that those quiet hours each night are not a pause from life, but a portal to a far greater reality? For centuries, ancient civilizations spoke of dreams not as fantasies, but as messages encrypted in the language of the soul. They whispered of sacred dimensions, where time dissolves and your consciousness journeys beyond the body, beyond the stars, into realms where the deepest truths await. Could it be that the place you go during sleep holds the keys to your forgotten origins? That each night you enter an ancient temple of transformation, where celestial guides, hidden memories, and forbidden teachings reveal themselves to those who are truly awake within the dream. Science cannot explain these encounters, but the mystics knew. They mapped the dreamscape with symbols, mantras, and rituals, and through them, they learned to harness the alchemy of sleep, not to escape reality, but to reshape it. Tonight, we descend into this sacred mystery. You'll discover the veiled dimensions your soul visits as your body rests. We'll explore the ancient practices that allow you to take control of your dreams, the types of visions that reveal your path, and how to transform sleep into a powerful tool for healing, awakening, and cosmic connection. This isn't just about dreaming, it's about remembering who you truly are across time, form, and frequency. So if you've ever felt that your dreams meant more than they seemed, if you've sensed that sleep is a ritual the modern world has forgotten, then this video was made for you. What you're about to uncover has been buried in textos prohibidos, protected by temples, and hidden in the folds of Energia Cosmica. Until now. Join this sacred journey. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts below, because tonight we awaken the forgotten traveler within you. Now that you've glimpsed the hidden corridors your soul may walk while your body sleeps, one question remains. What other truths lie just beyond the veil, waiting for you to close your eyes and see? Each night is an invitation, a ritual, a chance to awaken in the unseen. But tell me, what's the most mysterious dream you've ever had? Could it have been more than just a dream? Share your experience in the comments, and let's build this circle of seekers together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you never miss another journey into the depths of cosmic wisdom. And if this resonated with you, your next awakening begins in the video I've linked right here, where even deeper revelations await.